Pei-Ting Sara Chou. I'm a regulatory professional, also the board of director at RAPS Taiwan. And first, I'd like to start with this film. This is a 2015 film, which was first exceptionally displayed at the United Nations General Assembly in New York for the celebration of the 70th anniversary of the United Nations. So what's that about? Human is a film, a collection of individual human beings' narratives, stories, and images. And today, personal genomic technology and also the precision medicine initiated focus I'm going to talk about actually represents another interpretation of individual human history and story. So from 1,000 years ago until now, we as a human being are very, very desiring to search our own roots and needs. And now everything might get clear. So I'll start with a little bit about the contents of the PMI, and a case and features of genomic firms will be presented, and some concerns and risks after such analysis will be pointed out, and future challenges will be included. So in 2015, US President Obama announces PMI. It consists of several aspects. It also includes like the improvement of the current care model and healthcare and also the cancer research. It also encourages the private and public partnership establishment, also the advanced technology development regarding the genomic sequencing. So let's take the Geographic project as an example. It fully funded by National Geographic and IBM. So you may see that the statistics calculate until this August, like 3/4 of the 1 million population. That's the number mentioned in PMI. The data have been collected, and it covers more than 140 countries. So the test actually is very simple. You just swap your chip and get the tissue, send it back for further analysis, and you will get your own ancestry map and history. So now we can use this type of technology to search ourselves. That's awesome and wonderful, right? So other than that, these personal genomics firms or projects, they might vary, from their technology used or the business target, and also the data sources, maybe from the public shared data or the private entity data from the insurance company. And the breadth of information from the output could be narrowed to a single disease genetically inherited or common disease like diabetes, or to the extent to the whole genome. So these features are actually summarized from these global, worldwide personal genomics firms. So during the process, decoding process, are there like only advantages? What about risks and concerns? So one thing is we need to be careful about the re-identification process. You can imagine now that everything is connected and interconnected data. So those anonymous data might be re-identified for future purpose. But initially, the patients or the participants, their informed consent, just like it's only the ethical concern to this project, doesn't that mean for future re-identification process? So some supplemental mechanisms we need to be implemented to reduce such risk. In addition to that, even though it's just like individual and public partnership establishment, you may see that the individual is surrounded by a group of people. For example, the family member, the genetically related member. So this group discrimination situation we might need to set up some mechanism to avoid that. We can use such beautiful genetic sequencing technology to generate those beautiful family tree trace and also generate those wonderful individual treatment process. But how about we also need to be careful to protect those information. In order to carefully secure individuals' family members' rights and avoid future dispute and conflict of interest. So these are the current regulatory framework mentioning those like data privacy or data protection. You can see that several of them have been developed in the recent 2 years because of PMI. And also there's the one just organized this June in 2006 in Maryland. So we might imagine that there are lots of information we can get from a single piece of decoding DNA sequence with lots of a huge amount of participation. We need to build up a better mechanism to avoid those discrimination situations happen. So we really need to think about something like 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps further in the future. So in conclusion, the personal genome decoding process is like we have a magical crystal ball. So now the crystal ball could tell us what's going to happen in the future or tomorrow. But does that really means that the things revealed through the crystal ball will 100% represent the reality? What if those information might affect individuals' future rights for work, for marriage? What if this information is used wrongfully to attack other people? For example, attack the opponents in a political campaign. So those risks and concerns need to be prudently handled and considered. Thank you.